The last game I wanted to talk about was Tottenham versus West Ham. Another crazy game this season. 3-3, just like the Chelsea game. 3-3 tie. Tottenham was up 3-0 at the beginning, first 15 minutes, and then in the last 15 minutes, West Ham scored 3 goals of themselves to salvage the tie. Crazy game. Ridiculous scenes. The last goal was a screamer to get the 3-3 tie. Just Tottenham, it just looks like they don't want to take that number 1 spot. They don't want to make that leap. All these other teams are losing, they're tying, they're dropping points. This could be Tottenham's year, and they just keep messing up too. They just keep following the path, like they're scared to be great. Tottenham has not kept a clean sheet all season, so another contending team that has terrible defense. If you guys are seeing, there's a pattern here in the EPL. The defense, or not just in the EPL, across the world. I've been saying this. Defense is bad right now in soccer. Defense is bad. But yeah, Tottenham has not been able to keep a clean sheet all season, and Mourinho prides himself on defense. That's his bread and butter. Park the bus and counterattack. And they were up 3-0. Looks like they were going to win comfortably. This was supposed to be the Gareth Bale game, making his return to Tottenham. Or it was supposed to be the Son game. Son played another great game. Harry Kane played another great game. And Tottenham just blew it at the end. Crazy comeback by West Ham. Gareth Bale came on, I believe, like in the 70th minute, 75th minute. He had one chance to put the game away. He actually looked pretty good. He dribbled around like 1 or 2 players. It was on his left foot. I thought he was going to finish. I thought he was going to put the ball in the back of the net. Unfortunately for him, he put it wide right. And it could have been inconsequential, but man, West Ham scored a screamer at the end. Top right corner, probably goal of the season contender. Great game. Great goal. As far as Tottenham goes, they could have the best trio in the league. Harry, Kane, Son, and Bell. That's a dangerous trio. Could compete against anybody's trio, especially if Bell gets back in form. And he looked pretty decent. Just needs to work on his finishing. If Son, Kane, and Bell are all in form, that's a dangerous 3. It could compete. Like I said, it could compete against anybody. Their midfield is decent. They have a pretty good keeper. I still like Mourinho. It's a good head coach. But they've had some unfortunate ties or losses this year. Yeah, they beat United. They trashed United. But unfortunately, they got that loss against Newcastle 1-1 when they got that late penalty. It was kind of bullshit, but still they dropped points there. Now they drop points against West Ham. They just got to see these games out. They got to find a way to finish these games. If they ever want to stop being in the laughingstock of the EPL, because everybody clowns on Tottenham. Everybody is like, yeah, like you're like the little brother of the Big Six. Like you're always kind of there knocking on the door, but you're never getting anywhere. Like, yeah, you got to the Champions League final, you couldn't win it. Yeah, you've had good seasons, but you've barely finished in the top 4. Like Tottenham needs to make that jump. Like sometimes I root for them just because hey, they have some cool uniforms. They've had some good players. They've had Bell. They've had they have Modric. They have Eriksen. They've had good players go through their game, through their teams, and it's never happened for them. They haven't won league, and they need to win the league in recent history to validate this improvement that they've made. And I think this year, more than any year, the EPL, the Premier League is wide open. The Premier League is wide open. I don't know if teams are more balanced. It has something to do with COVID. There's no fans. It's way different with fans. There's a lot more goals. Comebacks are being made every weekend, it seems like. No one seems to grab a strong chokehold on the lead, on who's the best team in the league. Aston Villa is playing great, but I don't see them, keeping this up. Everton's playing great, but realistically, are they going to finish 1 and 2 or even in the top 4? Probably not. It's probably going to be one of the usual teams that's kind of struggling out the gates. Everyone's struggling out the gates. Everyone has a chance. I kind of like it. I don't really like it when Liverpool or Man City run away with the league by 20, 30 points and it's decided and it's a 1-horse race or it's a 2-horse race. I kind of want to see it play out like it's playing out right now, where 1 through 6, they're all bunched up. And depending on how these results go week in and week out, it could just fluctuate. I like that. I think it's going to be a great Premier League season. But like I said, for Tottenham especially, if you want to start building a name for yourself, this is the year to do it. The EPL is wide open. You actually not just have a chance to finish top 4, you have a chance to win the league. Like realistically, I don't think I'm saying anything crazy. They realistically have a chance to win the league this year. The way all these teams are looking so far after 5 match days, anything could happen. And they have a great head coach who's won Champions League with 3 different teams. They have class players, Kane, Son, Bale, all over the field. They've spent money. Gareth, they got a lot of players. This might be the year for Tottenham. You gotta just concentrate, see these games out, and you might be able to win the EPL trophy this year.